Friday is upon us, and not just any Friday. The 120th World Series begins tonight. Guess who I'm cheering for? My Yankees are back in it. For the first time in a long time, it's the Yankees and the Dodgers, the two most iconic franchises in all of Major League Baseball, doing battle. I'm excited. Don't call me. Don't email me. Don't get anywhere near me starting at 5 o'clock tonight. I have other things going on. It is cloudy and 37 degrees, but we'll see some sun breaks later on today. This is the last day of pretty quiet, benign weather. Things are going to start changing tonight. An active warm front with quite a bit of moisture starts rolling in overnight tonight. We're going to have a little bit of rain, it looks like, on Saturday. Rain all night Saturday night and pretty much all day Sunday. Going to be wet. And then we dry off a little bit on Monday and we cool back down again. But we need the rain and it's coming. Forecast details are on the way, plus news, including the formal reply from the president of Wenatchee Valley College after our special report aired on Wednesday night. We'll hear from Dr. Famous Harrison, the president of Wenatchee Valley College. We haven't heard the last of this story. I think it's got legs. Sports, lots of it. The bronze shoe game last night in Kashmir between the Bulldogs and the Goats. It went Kashmir's way. Spoiler alert there. More sports, of course. And in the back half of the program, something you want to participate in, we hope anyway. On Tuesday night at the local Event Center at the Pybus Public Market, Sustainable NCW is going to be hosting a panel discussion, if you will, about composting and recycling. You're going to hear from Marlene Farrell. She is the executive director of Sustainable NCW, and the president, this year's president, just got the job. Rick Edwards is the president of Sustainable NCW. Rick and Marlene will be joining me in the back half of the program for an educational and informative conversation. We begin our tour because we have a lot to get to. It's one of those scenarios. We have 5 pounds with the program and a 4-pound bag to put it in. There's the Wenatchee Valley. You can see the cloud cover. It's high clouds. They're up there. They will be departing a little bit as the day progresses. It's going to be about normal for our afternoon high. We had 54 yesterday, by the way. We'll be right around 54, 55 today, and we'll be warmer. We're going to be above normal, quite a bit above normal, as a matter of fact, on Saturday and Sunday before we cool back down again as we get ready to say goodbye to October. Wow, this month flew right by. Camera 2 on our tour. To Omi Garden we go, and again, the days are getting considerably shorter. Sunrise this morning over half an hour away, 7:35. Sunset tonight, 5:54. 10 hours and 19 minutes. Good morning to Rocky Reach Dam, doing the job it's been doing so well for about 62 years now. Camera number 3, Bill E. Goat. Sun's just starting to come up there. Up north, let me check. Omak here at 32 degrees. Everybody is at or above freezing. That was not the case yesterday. Yesterday at this time, Omak was at 25. So the clouds have kept the heat in a little bit. Not much, but you can certainly feel these overnight lows getting a little chilly. And we're not even to November yet. And to Lake Wenatchee we go. Beautiful view there. You can see the clouds hanging around. Looks like Dirty Face Mountain is wearing a toupee, doesn't it? Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. Looks like there's frost on the golf course down there. Cato Glen at the bottom of your screen. One of my absolute favorite shots. You can see the entire lake. It's absolutely spectacular. Let's get right to it. Your forecast, as I mentioned before, there's a warm front heading our way. It'll come in tonight. In the meantime, it'll be fairly sunny today. A little breezy in some locations that are prone to the wind. Outside of that, we're looking at some sunshine, even though it's cloudy right now, and a high of 56. The rain will be coming past midnight tonight. Midnight, 1 a.m. That's when the rains come and the warm air comes in as well. That's why our overnight low is going to be very mild. 41 for the overnight low. 63 for our high on Saturday with a good chance of rain, especially Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, it is going to rain. All night Saturday night. You're going to wake up Sunday to rain, and you're going to go to bed with rain. Rain all day Sunday, not a deluge, just a light, steady rain on Sunday, and we need it. And then we cool back down again with another cold front. Comes your way Monday and Tuesday. In fact, folks, by Wednesday, the snow levels are going to get pretty low. You can see some snow in the mountain passes. Wednesday night, the snow level is going to get down to 3,200 feet. And by Thursday, it'll be at 2,700 feet. And since there is moisture in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday, snow in the foothills not out of the question, certainly in the mountain passes. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got the news. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
I'm Keith Gaynor, running for your next 12th District State Senator. It's been a privilege to serve you the past 6 years in the House of Representatives. I believe public safety is a critical issue that affects all of Washington. This should be one of our highest priorities. Washington families are struggling. Housing, food, and gas prices are severely affecting our budgets. We need to find better ways to support our families. Together, we can build a better Washington.
During the time I have served as your commissioner, the PUD has paid down more than $700 million in debt. I've worked hard to keep power rates low and utility services reliable. More than 80% of the county residents have access to high-speed fiber. I'm a real believer in local collaboration, in decision-making to get things done on behalf of all residents, and decisions made creating the best outcomes for the most people for the longest period. Thank you for your vote on November 5th.
During the commercial break, we went up in degrees. Now 38, we're going to be about 50, mid-50s or so, with some sunshine, although it's overcast right now. The sun will be peeking out. And then the rains come overnight. Tonight, it'll be rainy Saturday afternoon, all night Saturday night, and pretty much all day Sunday. Get ready for a fairly wet weekend. That's okay, we need the rain. It's 7 minutes after the hour. Wenatchee Valley College President Famous Harrison has responded to NCW Life's campus crisis investigation of harassment at the college. Yesterday morning, Harrison sent a campus-wide email saying the report, quote, incorporates perspectives and experiences that are deeply concerning and inconsistent with WVC's expectations for faculty and staff, close quotation. Harrison said the college and union leadership have been working together to form the, quote, collaborative oversight forum, end quote, which he said will be a platform to bring topics forward on behalf of colleagues. He also said Wenatchee Valley College has begun a review of its Human Resources Department, procedures and documentation to ensure complaints are taken seriously. By the way, the entire campus crisis investigation is a 30-minute special, and 2 corresponding articles can be found by going to our website, ncwlife.com. A Royal City man is accused of sexually assaulting 2 juvenile victims over a long period of time. 54-year-old Sergio Leal Barragan was arrested by Grant County Sheriff's deputies on Tuesday. He's now being held in the Grant County Jail on suspicion of first-degree rape of a child and first-degree child molestation. Authorities say Barragan was in a position of trust with both child victims, who were between the ages of 7 and 9 at the time of the alleged crimes. He's detained on a $75,000 bond. Chelan County Commissioners are going to plan a public hearing on Monday to outline a proposed ban on encampments on county property. The ordinance would be used to remove unauthorized camps on county land, including tents and dwellings used by people experiencing homelessness, and it would allow authorities to evict people living in public spaces and charge them with a misdemeanor if they return or don't move out. A recent United States Supreme Court decision allows municipalities to impose such bans. The hearing is set for 10:30 Monday morning at the County Administration Building in Wenatchee. Speaking of Wenatchee, the city of Wenatchee is considering whether to adopt middle housing standards as part of its code. Middle housing includes duplexes, apartments, and other kinds of residence that in a medium price range. Zoning restrictions across the country make middle housing hard to access, and the current housing shortage has, well, made the problem even worse. Wenatchee's proposed code changes would add standards for small housing developments and increase the number of units that could be built on one lot. The City Council was considering those changes. They had a City Council meeting last night. They'll vote on the ordinance sometime in the future. And the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is mourning one of its own. Mitch Matheson, a Moses Lake native who served as a Wenatchee Valley police officer, sheriff's deputy, and detective, died 2 weeks ago in his new home state of Montana. Matheson worked for the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, and then he joined the East Wenatchee Police Department, and finally the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, where he retired in 2015. He then spent 4 more years as a Sheriff's Office evidence technician before leaving law enforcement altogether. Mitch Matheson was 68 years old. That's the news. At 11 minutes after the hour, one more newscast before our folks get a weekend. Let me tell you something. The folks in the newsroom, they deserve 2 days off in a row, and they're going to get one. But first things first, we still got work to do. We'll be gathering the news, disseminating it, and sending your way on television at 5, 6, and 10. 5, 6, and 10 on television. Also available by going to our website right around 5 o'clock, ncwlife.com, Facebook, YouTube. It's all there. And if something out there you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. Send us an email. news@ncwlife.com. Highlights from the old bronze shoe. It wasn't much of a game, but we'll have highlights anyway. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
Who does Springwater Insurance Group work for? Well, we work for you. Now, some of you think we work for Medicare insurance plans. No, we work for you and your Medicare needs. Now, we are independent agents, and this allows us to teach you about all your plan choices. Now, once we find the most suitable health and drug plan for this new year, we then assist you with your enrollment. We also take it a step further. We provide local, face-to-face customer service at one of our local offices. We provide this service because it's what you want.
If your chair is comfortable and still fits, don't toss it. Reupholster it at Wenatchee Upholstery. The sky is the limit. From new upholstery in your favorite car to upgrading your seats in the boats. Everything old can be new again when you call Joe. Personalize your golf cart, grandma's chair, your favorite bar stool. Trust your treasure with Wenatchee Upholstery.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Sports at 13 minutes after the hour. The Kraken have now lost 2 in a row. They were taking on the team with the best record in the NHL. They lost in overtime to Winnipeg last night. A 2-goal night from Matty Beniers wasn't enough. Seattle stumbled in overtime. They let their guard down on a delayed penalty.
Evans, Brendan Montour, hammered by McCann off a body, collected by Kupari. McCann gets it back. Great move. Hammered by Montour. Tipped in. Matty Beniers. Hey, what do you say? What a play. And the Kraken have tied it. Alexiak wants to keep it there. He's helped out by Gord. Tanev sends it back. 3 seconds. Here's Larson on the target. And we go to overtime. Coming up on Chandler Stevenson. Shifley to the high slot. Penalty coming, Johnny. Yeah, Pionk was taken down. It'll go against Seattle. Connor in control. Delayed whistle. Hellebuck's on the bench. The extra man Ehlers with a shot stopped, and it leaks through. Winnipeg wins it in overtime, and a goal by Nikolai Ehlers. Leaking through Joey Decord. With 3:34 left in overtime, the extra point to the Jets.
Winnipeg improves to 7-0 with the victory. Seattle will host Carolina tomorrow night at 7 on Kong TV. College football Saturday starts early again for the Huskies. They've had a lot of these 9 a.m. kickoffs. They got another one tomorrow. Taking on the surprising Indiana Hoosiers for Eastern Washington. They have a 6 o'clock kickoff. They'll be in Moscow. That'll be on ESPN+. Central Washington celebrates homecoming tomorrow night at 6 against Midwestern State. The Cougars are on the road tomorrow night at 7:30 to take on San Diego State. Seahawks host the Buffalo Bills Sunday at Lumen Field. Seattle expects to have its newly traded linebacker Ernest Jones in the lineup. Hawks are 4-3. Bills are 5-2. Kickoff 1:05 on Fox. The Rams had Cooper Kupp back in the lineup last night for the first time this year, and it helped. They beat Minnesota 30-20. By the way, Arizona's on the road at Miami Sunday morning at 10. That'll be on Fox. 49ers host the Cowboys. Sunday Night Football. I won't be watching. I got something else going on. Chelan scored the first touchdown in the Bronze Shoe game last night, and then that was about it. Ryan Hatmaker threw for 4 touchdowns. Tom McDevitt caught 2 passes for touchdowns, added a couple of interceptions. Eric Granstrom and Grant Olson had the call on our Facebook stream and our YouTube page.
Reed gets the snap. Looks downfield, throws down over the middle. The ball is caught at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Chelan, as they strike first. Luca Folletto collects it in, and a beautiful pass from Oliver Reed, and a touchdown from 40 yards.
Boy, and it looked like it almost caught the defensive backs for Kashmir sleeping a little bit. Great protection up front for Chelan. Gave Reed plenty of time to throw that. A nice ball to Folletto, and then the run after the catch. 40-yard touchdown.
Odenreiter splits to the right, and they'll go a lot of motion. Hatmaker throwing deep downfield, looking for the end zone, and there's going to be pass interference.
Not going to matter.
But it won't matter because the collection and touchdown is good for the Bulldogs from 30 yards out. 3 receivers wide to the right here for Reed. He'll bring one of them in motion from right to left. Kashmir looked like they almost jumped off sides. Throw out the flat. The ball is tipped and then intercepted on the return for Kashmir. It's Tom McDevitt. McDevitt looking for another pick 6 as he'll bring it inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. Interception number 7 on the season for McDevitt.
I think Zavala is in there.
He is for the touchdown, Kashmir. And the Bulldogs take the lead after he had a stellar career at Washington State University. Back to pass again goes Reed. Wants to throw deep right again. Got a receiver down there, and then the ball is almost intercepted. It is. Holy cow, what a pick.
McDevitt again.
Oh, my gosh. Chelan cheats up the middle, handoff left side, and bouncing free to the 5 into the end zone for the touchdown is Gray Jacobson. Victory here if you can keep Kashmir out of the end zone. Back to pass, Hatmaker got pressure, now throws. The ball is caught by Zavala, wide open. He'll walk into the end zone. Touchdown from 19 yards out. Hatmaker with a man right in his chest as he got rid of the football. Touchdown, Kashmir.
To Zavala, good for a 19-yard touchdown.
Second down coming up from the 19 for Kashmir. They'll throw out the flat, blockers in front. Ball collected out there, picking his way up the sideline and then into the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown! Yes, he is. Touchdown, Kashmir, and I think that was Jacobson on the reception and the run.
Jacobson with a
first reception of the night.
Back to pass, Hatmaker wants to go for it all here. Lofts it up the far near sideline. The ball caught.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous pass. Pitch and catch. Tom McDevitt. Touchdown, Kashmir from 40 yards out.
That was amazing.
Pass completed to McDevitt.
McDevitt's second, Hatmaker's 4th touchdown of this first half.
And they'll shift to tight end to the right. And now motion man is Spees. Hand it to him running right. Spees looking for the corner. Got a block. Looking for the end zone. In. Touchdown. Spees untouched from 19 yards out.
all over the Chelan Goats tonight in the Bronze Shoes game. Our final is Kashmir 61 and Chelan 7.
The Chelan Spirit, when they came out, we talked about this, and they punched you guys in the mouth.
I told you, man, they're well coached, they're well disciplined. I got a lot of respect for Jerry Lopez, their coach. He's building it the right way, and those wins for them are going to come. It's just going to take time. It took me a long time to get this thing kind of back where I wanted it, and it will come for them. I respect, and yeah, they punched us in the mouth early.
Tom McDevitt, just another night at the ballpark for you tonight. A couple of interceptions, a couple of touchdowns. Talk about this one and the way that started for you. I mean, was it just you maybe needed that pop in the mouth to get going?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of let a little slant go. Just scored a touchdown. Wanted to come back. Scored a few. I wanted to get one on number 2, and I did, so.
Congratulations on that. That one interception towards midfield. I mean, that was something else. It was almost like you were in the pass pattern on offense in that particular play. Talk about that interception.
I mean, we were in cover 2, so I was just dropping back to my half. I saw the receiver coming down, and I just saw the ball come straight to me, so.
Other scores just up the road in Peshastin, Omak took care of the Cascade Kodiaks 40-9. South Central Athletic Conference football, Royal remains undefeated. Ouch, there's a score for you. While Luke is at Zilla tonight. Tomorrow you have College Place at Keona Benton, and Connell will host Wapato. Big 9 football, well, they had a chance. They were in the lead, the Panthers were. And then a late touchdown gives Sunnyside the come from behind 20-15 win over Wenatchee last night in Sunnyside. Moses Lake will visit West Valley at 7. Davis will host Eisenhower. Eastmont is at home tomorrow afternoon against Walla Walla. 3 o'clock kickoff there. CWAC football. Ephrata will host Sela tonight at 7. Quincy's at East Valley. Toppenish visits Othello. Prosser will host Ellensburg. Grandview at Tri-Cities Prep. That's a non-leaguer. In Central Washington, B football. 2B specifically. Tenascus at Lake Roosevelt. Brewster will host Liberty Bell. Okanagan is at Manson. In 1B football, Orville will host Selkirk at 6. Moses Lake Christian will be at Bridgeport at 7. And Waterville Mansfield will host Soap Lake. The District 6B soccer tournament got underway yesterday. Brewster beat Liberty Bell 7-2. Pateros got by Bridgeport 1-0. And it was Omak over Orville 9-0. On tap tomorrow, it's Omak hosting Chelan at 11. Grandview's at Ephrata at noon. Quincy's in Othello. At 1 o'clock, you got Eastmont at West Valley. Wenatchee will host Eisenhower. The next round of the District 6 1B 2B tournament, by the way, has Pateros at Okanagan at 1:30. Tenasket will host Brewster. The Wenatchee Panther girls volleyball team rolls right along, still unbeaten in Big 9 play. They swept Eisenhower last night, no issues there. Moses Lake swept a non-leaguer against Ephrata. West Valley blanked Eastmont. Moses Lake Christian over Bridgeport. Elmira Cooley Heartline over Waterville Mansfield. Soap Lake swept Wilson Creek. Lots of sweeps, except Thorpe and Easton. That was 3-1, and Orville blanked Garden City Academy. Volleyball schedule tomorrow. Moses Lake visits Prosser at 11:30. Wenatchee will be in Meade at noon. That's a non-leaguer, obviously. Tenasca will host Lake Roosevelt at 1. Brewster visits Liberty Bell. The District 6 1A tournament is in Omak. In volleyball, the Pioneers will take on Cascade at 11:30. The winner of that game will take on Chelan for the district title at 1:30. Can't forget about the Wenatchee Wild. They'll try to get back in their winning track. They have a couple of games this weekend in Western Hockey League play. Tri-City Americans in town tonight at 7 o'clock, and then Wenatchee heads back to Everett tomorrow night at 6:05. Oh, and by the way, there's a World Series baseball game tonight, too. Thought I'd throw that in there. Those are just some of the games that people are playing at 23 minutes after the hour. Today is National Sourest Day. For you people who like your food a little on the sour side, and there's a lot of foods that are by definition sour. Grapefruit, a lot of them are fruits. Grapefruits and lemons and limes and kumquats. Rhubarb, sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut. Cranberries. My personal favorite is kimchi. I love kimchi. By the way, how did Sourest Day came to be? Richard Ankel of Ann Arbor, Michigan, invented this day in 1977 because his best friend's last name was Sour, and his birthday was October 25th. So they kind of get together. If you're into sour things, today is your day. Today in history, October 25th, 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, we had known for 10 days that the Soviets were putting ballistic missiles in Cuba. And we decided to go before the United Nations and show everybody else what we've known for the last week and a half, that in fact the Soviets are putting ballistic missiles in Cuba. And everybody went, because Kennedy spoke the day before, and everybody said, yeah, right, prove it. And Adlai Stevenson went to the United Nations and said, well, there you go. Just look at the photos yourself. things would calm down in the next couple of days. October 25th, 1983, 41 years ago. I remember this. This is bizarre. The United States and its Caribbean allies invade Grenada. Grenada. This is a tiny little country whose entire economy is based on people bringing you cocktails by the pool. And anyway, the first overthrow of a communist government by armed means since the end of World War II, nobody knew about it until it was over. It was like done, and then they said, oh, by the way, we did this. Well, you guys were sleeping. I was on this date in 1983 for reasons unknown. And I was going to show you the video, but I don't need to show you the video. You know what happened. Down 2 runs, nobody on, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning, Game 6 of the World Series. The Mets rallied for 3 runs in the 10th inning against the Boston Red Sox. They win 6-5 to push the World Series to a decisive 7th game, which they should always win. They did. The winning run scores when Boston first baseman Bill Buckner commits an error on Mookie Wilson's slow grounder. It was not Bill Buckner's fault. I remember watching that game at Joe's Log Cabin back in October of 1986, and I was cheering for the Red Sox, even though I'm a Yankee. This whole curse of the Bambino thing, I was done with it. Just let the Red Sox finally win a World Series. They lost Game 6 and would lose Game 7. A crazy, crazy World Series, highly entertaining. Let's do some birthdays. There's one celebrity birthday in heaven. He was born 100 years ago today. You're looking at that and you go, who is Earl Palmer? Well, if you've listened to music at any time between, say, songs that were recorded, say, between 1954 and 1990, the odds are pretty good. Earl Palmer was on one of the songs, one of the most prolific studio musicians of all time, played on thousands and thousands of recordings, dozens of Billboard #1 hits, one of the greatest drummers ever. Earl Palmer was born 100 years ago today, and the reason he was so in demand, because he was so damn good. Living legends, Dan Gable, 76 years old today. As a collegiate wrestler, he went 117-1. In his last wrestling match as a senior in college, he lost the NCAA championship to a wrestler from the University of Washington. Amazing. And at the 1972 Munich Games, Gable won all 6 of his matches and didn't even give up a point. Dan Gable is 76. Bart Simpson is 67 years old today. Well, not Bart. Bart will always be in the 4th grade. That's how cartoons work. But the voice of Bart Simpson, Nancy Cartwright, is 67 years old today. One of the greatest pitchers of modern times, maybe of all time, Pedro Martinez, and he was a killer to my Yankees, but you got to respect the guy, very knowledgeable about baseball. I'll be looking forward to Pedro's predictions tonight. Pedro Martinez, Hall of Fame, is 53 years old today, and happy birthday to Catherine Hudson. You know her as Katy Perry. Katy Perry is 40 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. I'm going to say that again. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. I'm going to say it one more time. For heat, call Alpine Air. You ain't going to need your air conditioner anymore, but you are going to need your heater up and working and making sure it's ready to go when the cold weather comes. And if you're not sure, if you're thinking, you remember last year, honey, when the heater didn't work so good, maybe we should give them a call. That's the people you call. Alpine Air. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and then a fascinating conversation. Don't miss this. We had our good friends from Sustainable NCW come into our studios yesterday. Rick Edwards is the incoming president of Sustainable NCW. Marlene Farrow is the executive director. They're hosting a panel discussion at the Pybus Public Market next Tuesday, and you're going to want to be a part of it. They're going to tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor. Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone. If you're craving Asian comfort food, Steam Panda on Wenatchee Avenue is the restaurant to enjoy quality food. House-made soup, dumplings, sushi, ramen noodles, and salads to pair with your favorite boba tea. Stop by Steam Panda today.
Watermill Winery Tasting Room has become a very popular downtown venue. Their wine club offers spectacular value at affordable prices. Watermill, open daily across from the convention center.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, a political personality, a man suspected of planning on running for president, is selling Bibles. Okay, all right, a little look. I'm a fan of the Bible. I read some of it almost every day, and I do try, with limited success, I admit, to follow Jesus' teachings. But are we really expected to believe that this politician cum Bible salesman's motive is anything less than pandering to curry the favor of evangelicals? I mean, come on, gosh. Look, vote for the guy if you want to. But believing the shameless move with Bible sales is anything more than a brazen attempt to manipulate people is ridiculous. This is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and that's my opinion.
Here's your coffee. That'll be $5.
Thanks.
Oh, it's only $5.
Oh, I like paying double.
Why?
I've always paid more.
You wouldn't pay double for coffee. So don't pay double on your heating bill. Cut your heating bills by up to half when you switch to a heat pump or ductless mini split and get cash back from Chelan PUD plus federal tax credits. Learn more at chelanpud.org/save.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting. Fall has arrived at the Gilded Lily. Luscious colors of rust, orange, and gold lead you throughout the entire store. Gourmet foods to delight your guests. Stylish linens, handcrafted jewelry. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, your lifestyle.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Welcome back to the program. Congratulations, you have now made plans. for Tuesday, October 29th. You're going to be at the local event center at the Pybus Public Market. You're going to be there at 6:30. You're going to have your brain tuned in. You're going to be feeling good because the two guests that I have here are going to talk about not only sustainable NCW, but talk about recycling. There's a remarkable amount of things out there that are recyclable now that weren't recyclable just a few years ago. And if everybody does their part, maybe we can drive waste management out of business. But we love waste management. They're part of it too, as a matter of fact. Marlene Farrell is your title for Sustainable NCW is what exactly?
Executive Director.
Executive Director. So are you reportable? You're reportable to a board, of course. Thank goodness for that. And Rick's a member of the board. Are you reportable to our friend Jana, who's been on the show before? Is she like a...
Jana and I are colleagues, so
okay.
Her title is now Climate Action Coordinator. So
okay.
we work just together very closely.
And you brought a friend with you.
Yes, this is Rick. He is our new, or soon-to-be new
official president of the board.
Yes.
Cool. What's the ceremony like? Is it like big music? And
very subdued.
Yeah.
Tuesday the 29th at the local event center, Pybus Public Market. There's going to be a panel discussion. Sustainable NCW is putting this whole thing on. Marlene, I'll start with you. Talk about the genesis of this program that you're going to be putting on Tuesday. Talk about how this whole thing came together.
Sure. It just seemed like a good timing because some things are in flux right now. So we've all been recycling for a long time, but hopefully, or at least it's been around. People are aware of it. But there's been some changes in terms of plastics. There's been some changes in terms of compost availability down valley especially, and glass unfortunately is right now not recyclable in our area. So we really want people to understand why at kind of all the different levels, not locally, but also the kind of bigger factors that affect our recycling and composting in our area. So they can, first of all, do it correctly and know how things are changing and what we can do to help make more things recyclable in our community. So maybe that means we need to talk to our legislators about things to, for instance, how do we get glass recycling back into our area?
Why don't we have glass recycling in our area? That's a good point.
Well, it's a very kind of complex economic issue to do with the supply and demand of glass and recycled glass. So really you have to come on Tuesday to kind of maybe learn a little bit more. So.
Okay, fair enough. How are we doing? Let's get a quick update. How in the North Central Washington area, our viewing area, how are we doing recycling-wise? Is there any kind of metric that you can use, and I'll let you both address this, that we're doing it more and better? I mean, how do you know you're making an impact? I'll let you both talk about that.
Well, before we even get to recycling, I'd like to say part of what sustainable is all about is not getting you to the level where you've got something to recycle. In other words, avoiding the use of something. So a plastic drinking water bottle, it's a single-use throwaway. So we're promoting, reusable, durable steel or plastic, or preferably a steel water bottle, and not those big, containers of water bottles from Costco or what have you.
Sure.
So avoiding something that eventually would have to be recycled or not is really the way to go first. As far as how we're doing.
I think we're doing pretty well. We've talked about how kids are the future, so if we can get the kids to be really excited about it, then they'll help push their parents to do it as well. And I think some schools have a lot of recycling, some of them don't as much. We're really excited we're starting to work a little bit more with some students at Wenatchee High School who are really pushing the envelope to get more recycling and composting there. So we're really, and Pinnacles Prep, we've seen some efforts like that happening as well. So
is it a hard sell, Marlene? Is it a hard sell?
No, I don't think so.
Not with the kids.
Yeah.
And of course, for the larger, you mentioned, don't go to Costco and buy the 24-pack, 12-ounce bottles because you're going to drink it and you're probably going to throw it away, more likely than not. If there's not a recycling bin handy right there and it's not out in your brain, throw it away. But there's money to be had for these big corporations. If you go to Target and you go to these stores, you see a lot more of this than you ever saw before. The permanent ones, like you talked about, the steel cups and the coffee cup that you use every day instead of throwing it away. You're starting. They're getting. They understand now. There's a market for it.
Yeah.
And they're doing it.
And then on the consumer side, you just have to practice not having the disposable cup or whatever for a little while, and it can become habit. Like, I just am used to putting my cloth bags in my car and having my coffee cup in my car and stuff, and then it's not too hard, right?
And finding a water bottle that's convenient to carry around. I've got a nice, steel one that fits in my back pocket of my blue jeans. So,
if it makes you feel any better, anytime I walk the trails, either down along the river or the Wenatchee Foothills Trail, everybody has one of those now. I mean, everybody does. If you're into that kind of stuff, they're on it. They're on it. Rick, you brought some props. You brought some interesting stuff. We'll start out with this, Rick, and I'm going to hold this up. This looks like your good old-fashioned.
It's just a palm sander.
It's a palm sander.
It's a fully functional tool.
And this serves as different. This is kind of talk about why you brought this.
So we're talking recycling, but before you get to recycling, it's reusing or donating, sharing something with a friend that you get extras of and what have you. So I want to make a plug for for Waste Loop's Eastside Rebuild, which is a Habitat for Humanity type store. They have a tool library. They do repair cafes. They're doing actually deconstruction. They've got a couple of part-time employees. They go out to a location and take down a pergola that has perfectly good materials.
Sure.
But so this is, I have 3 of these. One from my dad, one from my brother, and this one. I'm gonna keep one of them.
You don't need 3.
I don't need 3. Well, I could palm sand them with both, I guess. But I'm going to take 2 of those to Eastside Rebuild. Waste Loop's effort there, and Beryl Bills and Luke Dixon are the co-managers. It's a fabulous arrangement. They've got lots of materials there. They've got all the tools in the tool library. You can join the tool library. You can go online and see what they've got. It's a kind of pay as you can kind of thing. And then in the materials side of it, they've got all the materials listed on the website as well. So
cool, good plug, good for those folks.
Yep,
Sweet.
Yep.
And you brought this baby, and I'll hold this up.
So that's
our friends from Winton Manufacturing. There.
Right. So
we wanted to show how easy it is to compost if you do their composting. And people are worried about that it can be smelly, but they have, you put a bag in here that is a compostable bag, and then
the bag itself is compostable.
The bag is it's a green or brown bag.
And then the lids unscrews so that the bag doesn't fall in every time you refill it with, and then you screw the lid on tight, and it keeps the odors really down. And then when you're ready to take it to the 96-gallon cart that's located somewhere near your house, you just tie up the bag and drop it into the cart, and it's almost totally mess-free.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, my wife and I signed up in January. It's $60 a year, and you get a year's worth of bags. I have our can right outside the man door, right next to my dining room. And so we scrape things on one plate. I step out, I twirl this open because I've got it up on another can. Scrape stuff in, twirl it back, done.
This is super handy because it's got the stuff you can compost.
Right.
You have pictures of it for idiots like me from fruit that's rotted away, lettuce, what have you.
Meat products.
Meat products.
Everything.
Most people, if it has a mother, if you're a composter, you don't put that stuff in.
That's
but
right.
This is totally compostable. Yep. And then right there it says no plastic, no all the stuff that can't go in there.
Exactly.
And so it 80 proofs it.
Yep.
Which is a great idea.
So composting is kind of at the end of the R chain of recycling, reusing, refusing, that kind of thing.
And a fine vintage from Kirkland brand. It's empty. Oh well, you can't have everything. Why did you bring this?
Well, we
talked about
we talked a little bit about glass. There is a group working. Marlene and I are working with some other folks that actually have been working on it longer than we have, trying to solve the Wenatchee area's glass issue because 9/11 it was shut down because of the fire. Waste Loop's recycling center in Leavenworth is shut down because of the strategic materials company on the west side that they were hauling glass to has decided not to accept glass from out of the area. So Natalie Williams and other folks have been working on trying to figure out, well, can we get a rail car on a siding? People can put glass in there, and then arrange to have one of the railways haul it to Kalama.
Yeah, you have to collect enough in an area to make it economically viable because it's heavy, right?
Yep.
So you can't do it in little loads at a time. So if you could get a whole rail car load at once and get it. So we need a bunker somewhere, and then maybe some spots where people can take their glass, and it really has to be of high quality. So you do have to kind of have volunteers there to make sure people aren't putting other stuff in there that's contaminating it. So there's a few steps, but it's not impossible. So
talk about the Richland, the Tri-Cities connection.
Yeah, so they are doing it successfully down there. They have basically kind of that model. It's called a hub and spoke model. And so we are kind of in conversation with them, but we can't really necessarily directly connect with them, but we're kind of learning from what they're doing. I don't know if that's something you wanted to add.
Do organizations like Sustainable NCW compare notes with organizations similar to yours and other locales in the Pacific Northwest? What works, what doesn't? This is what we're trying.
For sure, because why would we want to have to invent the wheel when we should all be just learning from each other? I mean, that is kind of our mantra. It's like the issues are so big that if we're trying to just kind of stay in our little area, then we're going to be not making progress as fast as we could. And it's a very collaborative effort, and we want to be sharing information all the time.
At 6:30 is when the doors open. The first half hour, there's going to be tables, and the various people who are going to be presenting will have their own tables. You can talk to them one-on-one. At 7 o'clock, the program begins proper. Talk about the program. What can people expect at 7 o'clock at the Pybus?
Thank you. So there are 7 panelists. 4 are in person. They are Waste Management, Technoplex, Waste Loop, and Winton. And then we also are having some virtual panelists who they are excited to be part of it, but they aren't going to be quite in our area. And that is 2 people from Department of Ecology who are in the organics management zone. So that's kind of their specialty is a little bit more on the compost side. And then also the executive director of Zero Waste Washington. And so that she's got more of a level at the kind of state level, and they've been doing a lot of both some of the same type of work that we do on our smaller level, and also a lot of advocacy work. So it's going to be a really great panel. And then we have a moderator, Sarah, who has she works with Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. She has great facilitation skills. So she's going to moderate it, because as much as we'd like the audience to just raise their hands and ask questions, we know that, first of all, our time is short, so we really want to kind of keep it as efficient as possible. And I don't want to say we want to protect the panelists, but we want the panelists to feel they can be honest and open about everything without potentially somebody standing up and maybe ranting about something first. Yeah. So we're using a moderator, but everybody is still it's very interactive, because people will be able to give us their questions live through an app and or through little pieces of paper if they want to write their questions down. And then we're going to have a method to give those to the moderator, and she will kind of read them off one at a time. And there's Spanish interpretation that's going to happen at the same time with headsets. So we really, really want to have both English and Spanish speakers come to be in the audience. And then the final thing is we will have a recording, because we know that not everybody can make it, and we think it's going to be full of valuable information, and we will make sure that we get that out, within a certain amount of time after the event.
Do you guys have a lobby in Olympia when the legislature reconvenes in January for their session? Do you gonna have somebody there saying, these are some of the issues that we want our lawmakers to address to make recycling more accessible to everybody? It's one thing to have Tenoplex, formerly Dolco, involved, and they should be, and Waste Management, but they're doing it out of their own because they have a stake in the game. They're committed to being here. Is there any way that you can convince the people who make laws to make laws, or at least push people in the right direction?
We invited many government officials to come to this event, and we happen to know that at least 4 or more are going to be there in the audience. So we think that's really important. And then we haven't gone to Olympia, but we have talked to government officials in our area for sure, and we will continue to do that. And we do advocacy through our organization on legislation that we think is really valuable in the area of sustainability. So we kind of decide.
It's really influence through education.
Yeah, and that's really the key. And we talked about this before. It's not that hard. Mm-hmm. It's a habit you just have to get. Mm-hmm. You have to have a recycling thing in your house, and this is where this goes to. You need to have one of these at your house, so it's right there. Mm-hmm. It's for a lot of people, it's a matter of laziness or there's the garbage can, I'll throw it in there.
But like you said, at the legislative level, maybe I would love to see the producer responsibility laws be more strengthened. So that would mean it's not just upon us when we need to buy something and it came with all this packaging, but if the producer had to kind of come up with more inventive ways to have a lot less packaging, or all the packaging was compostable, then that's a lot harder, a lot easier for us. So those are important levels of change too.
Quick thing, I want to mention this. You can bring in your e-waste for recycling between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. So you can bring old computers, old tablets, old cell phones, old e-readers, no monitors, no printers, no copiers, keyboards, all that other stuff, televisions. Don't bring those. Something along the lines of what I talked about, computers and tablets. I have an old cell phone that's doing nothing but sitting in a drawer of my house that I'll never use again. You can have it. I should have brought it. That was stupid. Both of you, answer me this question before we cut you loose. I know you're busy. What do you want people to take away from this? First of all, it's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Totally free. And you'll get something out of it too, which is what we really like. What do you want the people who are going to come on Tuesday to take away when it's all said and done? Well, just a thought? Just a thought process?
Well, one of the keys, it's even more before the recycling thought, is it's the basis of the recycling thought, is it's a three-legged stool. To have a successful, circular market for some kind of material, you got to be able to collect it efficiently. You've got to be able to process it, sort it, and process it efficiently. And there's got to be an end market for it. And the end market's got to be accessible, without a great deal of cost of delivery, what have you. So if it's a three-legged stool, one of those legs is off balance.
Stool falls over.
So glass, as far as waste management goes, is one of the legs is too short. There's markets, but they're too far to go. If people people get really frustrated about the whole recycling thing, think of it in a three-legged stool. And we don't have as broad a market because we kept shipping everything overseas, so we don't have the infrastructure, the manufacturing infrastructure close enough to be able to use the things efficiently.
Right. That's part of being where we are right now, I mean, physically from a geographic standpoint. Same question for you, Marlene. What do you want people to take away from this on Tuesday?
Well, first, what Rick just said was fantastic. So I think that's really important because kind of connected to that, we hope that people go and kind of can be both hopeful about how things are we're making progress. There's more things that are recyclable, and hopefully labeling is going to continue to be more clear, but also to kind of understand, to not feel guilty and do wish cycling, which is where you're like, well, I have a clamshell, it has the right number, but it's the wrong shape. I'm going to recycle it anyways and cross my fingers. Well, if you are in the room and you're understanding why that doesn't work when it goes to the facility when they're sorting, then maybe you can kind of you can be very clear about your choices when you are buying things and when you're recycling, so that you're doing both things that help our environment to the best.
By the way, the Sustainable NCW website is fantastic. It's got tons of blogs, tons of information. It's very well done, by the way, extremely well done. I was amazed. I got pretty deep into it today doing my homework, and I barely scratched the surface. So kudos to you guys on that website. You want to close it out, Rick?
I do. So we'd like to come back and talk about things like the rumor of, well, the same truck picks up my garbage as my recycling. Well, it's not true. Okay. We can explain why. Yeah. We'd also like to note that there is an empty seat on the board of Sustainable NCW. Okay. So if anyone would like to come talk to Marlene or myself,
for sure,
and be part of that would be great.
Yeah, somebody's got a passion for the type of work we do, and yeah,
I think he's going to make a good president.
And one notch below that, this glass group that we're working with, there's only 4 of us. If somebody's out there that wants to help work on the Wenatchee Valley glass scenario, give us a call.
Absolutely. Again, it is Tuesday, October 29th. Pre-funkin' at 6:30. The actual program is at 7 o'clock. It will, when it's all said and done, the final video will be on the Sustainable NCW website.
Correct, and we'll post it on social media too.
Good. So let's make this a standing invite. Let's get you back here in a couple of more months, get another update. Awesome. Who knows? There might be more stuff recyclable in December than there is in October. That's where we're going.
Yeah, we definitely like to come back, talk about organic management, food waste.
Absolutely.
That's a big controversy right now.
Good luck, El Presidente.
Well, thank you.
Don't let it get to your head.
No.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
No.
Marlene, thanks for dropping by. Say hi to Jana and Jenny and the whole crew there at Sustainable NCW. We love you. Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it. We'll be right back.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
At Abby's, it's kind of simple. We're not rocket scientists. We just make great pizza. When you're ready for traditional values, time with your family, and a great meal, you're invited to Abby's. Order at abbys.com. Our family is here for your family. It's fall. Want a great value that doesn't involve pumpkin spice? Try Abby's Barbecue Chicken Pizza. Save and enjoy a pizza with loads of quality toppings to the edge. Your taste buds and your wallet will thank you. Enjoy Abby's October special at a very special price.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation, and let's build something amazing together.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the steamboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
All right, if you'll let me indulge in a little shop talk before we send you on your way to start your weekend. I hope you all had a chance to tune in on Wednesday night to watch the special documentary called Campus Crisis. This was a long, laborious effort. This project started back in February with reams of paper and information. It all had to be gathered and sorted out. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of pages of documents. And then, of course, interviews were conducted, hours and hours of footage was shot. All of it condensed down to a little less than half an hour. You should absolutely take time to watch it. It is at times sobering and quite disturbing, but is well worth your time. And not only is the documentary on our website and on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page, there are 2 lengthy articles written by Jordan Gonzalez, who took the lead in all of this. Our reporter, Jordan Gonzalez, 2 very lengthy articles, very informative, very in-depth. They are on our website as well. You can't miss it. It was a lot of work between Jordan, who of course spearheaded, Jefferson, our news director, kind of oversaw everything, but kind of let Jordan run with it with some input from Jefferson. Tucker Wagner, Malcolm Whitehall, Josiah Davison all played a role, and it finally got to see the light of day since, again, this started in February. Take some time out, watch the video, read the articles. You'll be glad you did, and hopefully it will be the impetus for change. We shall see. We have a couple of minutes. Really, let's do Around the Valley one more time real quick, because now that the sun is out, and just as promised, the clouds are starting to thin up a little bit. The clouds are high up there, which also explains why we're much milder today. We're almost 40 right now. Yesterday at this time we were about 35. We had the cloud cover, keep us a little warm from our Wenatchee Heights camera. I think we're doing the same cameras. That means I think we're off to go see, the Baker Flats industrial area, Rocky Ridge Dam from our Omi Garden camera. Not actually in Omi Garden, it's a ways away from Omi Garden, but it's about the closest geographic thing that we can think of, because we have to call these cameras something. This is what we call Billy Goat, because it's on top of Billy Goat Mountain, about 5,000 feet above sea level. That's Alta Lake in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Looks like they have some cloud cover as well, but I mean, it's obviously not thick, low-hanging clouds, because look at all the acreage you can see. Finally, Lake Wenatchee. Has the frost burned off the golf course yet? No, it has not. Looks like there'll be no golfing today. They don't let you walk on the greens when it's frosty, because it does a lot of damage. From the National Weather Service, we will see some sunshine today. We'll top off right about normal. Actually, for this time of the year, about 56 is right where we should be, right in the wheelhouse. 41 for the overnight low tonight. Now, here's the deal. Starting about midnight, we're going to start seeing some rain. You need to wake up tomorrow morning with some rain. It will taper off a little bit. We'll catch a break under partly sunny skies Saturday. We'll get up to 63, so this is warm and moist air. That's heading our way with the passage of a front. And then rain pretty much all night Saturday night. It's going to start about midnight Saturday night, and it's not going to stop raining until dawn on Monday morning. We're talking about a lot of rain overnight Saturday, all day Sunday, and right on into Monday. And then a cold front comes our way. And by the way, snow in the mountain passes, a distinct possibility Monday morning on Stevens Pass. If you plan on driving over Stevens Pass on Monday morning, the snow level is going to be dropping down to about 3,200 feet, eventually to 2,700 feet. Have a great weekend. Go Yankees. The World Series begins tonight. We will see you Monday. Bye-bye.